Welcome back to Let's Play Amnesia, a machine for pigs. When we left off, we were looking, I was looking at this journal, and noticed there was a bunch I haven't read. Trapped. Was it a trick? That voice on the phone, who seems so close to my own, who seems to know me so well. Does he lead me for a nefarious purpose of his own secret devising? But do I have a choice? Even though his motives are unknown to me, I must find my boys. I will follow the machinery down to the very core of the earth if it will lead me to Edwin and Enoch. The saboteur has been this way. Intriguing. The gates are far too heavy for a man to lift and are instead hoisted aloft by a chain coiled about a tube that appears to be spun by motors connected to these electrical switches. Whilst the fuse is blown, the motor cannot be spun and the gates will remain an impenetrable barrier to progress. Oh, those doors. More electrical sabotage. Another confounded fuse box. The fellow is thorough in his sabotage, if somewhat repetitive. The stench from these barrels is quite discomforting. I would certainly hope that whatever chemistry this room is designed to store is not a defining feature of the flood that threatens my children. But wait. Okay, so who's the one that built the house? Are we reading somebody else's journals? Isn't this my house? Do I have an evil twin? The path is clear. It seems this chemical processor is merely one part of a much larger complex. No easy route for me then. I will follow my fever, the calls of my children wherever they may lead me as I move further into this strange empire. Okay, so maybe this guy is not the one that's built the machine. Gives me back a little faith in this character I be playing, so that's good. The factory offices, all the suggestions of a large workforce, yet no actual signs of life. It is every bit as if someone has attempted to carefully create the illusion of a working factory complex, yet this facade, when examined closely, is clearly just a falsification. But I must put aside my anxieties, quell the unease that pits my stomach, and continue on my path. Pumping station. It appears to be some kind of fueling station. I have seen automobiles demonstrated at Mr. Yarham and Mr. Simmons' works, but the smell here is all wrong. This is not petroleum, of that I am sure. Everything suggests to me that this machine must be significant in some way. Oh, they even used the design of some of the older fuel pumps. You would pump and it would come out of a tank into a large glass, said warning, something. Fueling pump, volatile chemicals, highly corrosive. That's not fuel. It would pump into a large glass dome with gallon marks on it, and then you would open the valve and let gravity flow it down into the vehicle. Those are dead pigs. Don't climb on the pigs. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what's down here. Why are there dead pigs everywhere? Somebody has an obsession with pigs. There's more doors everywhere. Okay, so that door is not opening. What about this door? Closet. September 28, 1899. Imagine, they say, a machine that one day that might think like a man. As if this is to be desired. One might almost boast of creating a man who breeds like a pig. Men and women upon all fours rutting carelessly, ejaculating their filthy little missives onto the streets. Alleys and gutters running freely with the careless spill of their conjoinings. The air thick with whimperings of lust, bodies streaked with their own emissions. We have created a world where man is so utterly debased that he will spray his seed over passers-by, and yet this is the condition Babbage aspired to. Ah, he's referring to the Babbage machine. No, this is not the machine we seek. Such an entity should be nothing less than a deity, and we would fall upon our knees and worship it. We shall not carve gods to bicker and fornicate. They will exist to clean the world and set us free. I reject Babbage as I reject these men of government. Let the pigs copulate in the gutters whilst they can. We shall scoop them up and ease their ascension soon enough. I am just reading that. I have nothing against Babbage. As a computer since my field is computers, we've had to read about the Babbage engine, the analytical engine, and other very interesting machines. Ooh, little door. This door appears to have been made for foxes. I'm going in. Oh good, there's nothing out here waiting to kill me. Woohoo! Dead bushes. Strangers are not allowed in the works. Inquiries must be made at the lodge. See, this is one of those moments in the other Amnesia I could have picked up a barrel and climbed. Maybe that's why the objects aren't movable. I will say that from a game design standpoint, giving the player the full reign to move objects around makes designing pathways really hard when a player can find a way to thwart you and climb over stuff that they shouldn't. So it's quite possible that that's why I can't move stuff. I'm gonna miss that though. That was really one thing I was greatly looking forward to, was just the sheer amount of interaction I could have with the physics system. And since it was a game that was designed where moving objects in such realistic ways, I mean, in no other game would I ever have thought to take a rock and throw it at a rusted chain to get something to move. It would always be, well, there's a switch somewhere. If I hadn't seen somebody else throw the rock at the chain in the first place, I never would have thought to do that, because no other game had ever pushed logic in that realistic direction. I just really enjoy that. How in a delivery schedule? How in blazes are we supposed to meet these darned schedules if even the basic equipment we are provided with simply will not perform its designated function? These cursed newfangled trucks will only run a fraction of the distance my old nag managed before running out of stinking gasoline. The gaffer says it's fine and there's plenty of pumps to refill them outside the factory walls, but you end up dragging a blessed tank from the truck to the nearest one to refill it, and the one in the storeroom is empty again. I can't be turning that crank handle all day only to find the tank is empty. Well, forget it, says I. Enough for a night, and to my bed I go. It's not like anyone needs access to the bleeding graveyard anyway. Harry, if you get this, I'll meet you at the Damson Templar for a jar. It's an interesting name. And I'm assuming that's a bar. Also, I like they used the word Templar.
Come on, Papa. Let's climb this one. I can see more pictures at the top.
Chemical transportation. I don't know what this is. I did get a journal entry out of it, though. Holy orders. The church is connected to the plant. How odd. However, it does suggest another route into the main part of the facility, given the locked doors around the fueling station. The truck blocks my way, however, almost as if the saboteur knew that I might consider this alternate entrance. So is this a car battery? A strange container. This canister looks as if it may fit the fuel pump I saw earlier. It certainly carries the same fetid, unholy reek. I will not think of that which I saw pass me in its cage. I will not gaze again into that dark machine room. A more immediate task presents itself. The opportunity to perhaps gain access to St. Dunstan's. Well, now I want to know what passed me. Boxes. I hope there are not foxes inside of those boxes. This box also has a... I'm assuming that's not the, like a first aid kit symbol. I'm going to assume that's just a happy coincidence. So I'm going to turn the box around and make it spin in the air while we carry it. Whee! I hear a noise that worries me. Man, that door is very thin. And again, it's not a security door. I don't expect it to be, 2 inches thick. I hear sounds and things that make me worried. Now can I turn the wheelie? Turn the wheelie dealie. Eh. 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 Dear sweet Lord, if all that is good and holy, I must make my escape, grasp this container and its contents, and flee this place before that creature, that nearly man, returns. I will head for the church. Surely such an abomination could not follow onto hallowed ground. You're gonna make me go back for the tank, aren't you? Darn it. To me, all signs said leave the tank and run. I mean, realistically, that's what one would do. Because it depends on how badly they wanted that tank filled. Whew. Part of me doesn't want to know what's in the tank, and part of me really wants to know what's in the tank. Since I have no inventory in this game, I have to settle for grabbing and running, because that thing might come back. I will say, they did well on changing the mechanics of the game enough to make it feel fresh and new. No tinderboxes, no moving objects, no inventory, no lantern fuel. The last one I'm kind of glad about, so it's nice to have an unlimited lantern. In the truck, in the truck, in the truck, in the truck. Where does the fuel tank go in the truck? Oh, it just does. Eh. 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 Well, how do I go then? Ah, I should have thought of that. Why is there not a simple way to climb into the vehicle? Eh. Ten to 1, that was the hand reacting with the gas pedal. I'm sure this is a joy for you to watch. Do I have another journal about it? That is not the journal. I know I reacted to something. Oh, wait. Oh, that's all. I thought I was supposed to, like, literally move the truck very far. Not gonna pay attention to the fact that that door on the church is opening and closing.
This way, Papa. Come and see. Will it hatch? Can we take it home?
Yes, my darlings. Of course we can take it home.
Let's not dance around in the graveyard lest we summon the skeletal hordes of the Lich King or something. Oh, those are shutters on a window that look very much like doors. But we're at the 16-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. So I will see you